Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of CABE Conversations. I'm Ann Baldwin, joined in this segment by Patrice McCarthy, and she is the General Counsel and also the Deputy Director of CABE, the Connecticut Association of Boards of Education. Let's talk a little bit about the upcoming, what they call the long legislative session. They're all long, but this one's really long. What do you perceive, and what is it that CABE and you and your members are teeing up for this legislative session? I know it's a little early, but you kind of know what's coming down the pike.
Well, clearly the recent court decision in CJEF versus Rel, while it is now on appeal to the Connecticut Supreme Court, the governor had indicated that he felt that the state should not wait to address many of the issues that were raised in the judge's decision. So everything from funding to how educational services are delivered, I would expect that those issues will certainly be at least discussed, if not acted on, during the upcoming session. There are also a number of task forces whose reports are due just prior to the beginning of the legislative session. One of those CABE was instrumental in creating, and it's a task force that's looking at the professional development mandates that are in state statute, with a goal of consolidating and perhaps eliminating some of those mandates, because those pose a significant burden of both time and cost on districts in an era where fiscal constraints are so real.
There's so many mandates, but then there's another word that goes in front of that, which is unfunded mandates. And that's why you said, it's easy for these lawmakers to get up there and to, really with the intention of doing what's best for public education, but maybe not at the district level, understanding the entire impact. And that's where the voices of yourselves at CABE and your members really do play a huge role.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about the legal services that you offer for your members too, because public education, being a board member, there's a lot of complexity. There's a lot of laws that are being passed at the legislature. There's a lot of FOI requests, and there's so much that's going on from a legal perspective that I would assume it makes a lot of people's heads spin, but you've got the expertise along with others in the CABE offices to really sift through that and help make sense and assistance to your board members.
Yes, absolutely. What we do a lot in the area of legal services is what I call preventive work. The good calls we get are the ones that come at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, where a board chair or a superintendent poses a question about how to handle a controversial issue that they think might come up at the board meeting that night. And we walk through whether executive session would be appropriate, how much public participation should be allowed, and how they manage that. The bad calls are the ones we get at 9 in the morning when there's a tentative voice on the phone and it says, would it be okay if we discuss this topic in executive session? And actually it's not one of the reasons for executive session, but actually they had that discussion last night. And so if districts, particularly board chairs, can anticipate the issues that are going to come up, we can be of real assistance to them. We also do workshops on a statewide basis. We'll go out and meet with individual boards and talk about their statutory responsibilities, FOI. We've also just recently started providing professional development for the secretaries and administrative assistants that support superintendents and other central office staff, because they really are the front line for many of these issues, particularly that involve FOI or student records. And they've been very appreciative of the opportunity to get that professional development.
So it's just so great knowing that they can make that call instead of, the hours of an attorney, and all this professional development, all this legal advice, all that is part of what they pay for their price of membership, correct?
It is.
So where do you see, and how do you see CABE really developing the future of public education, in the years to come?
Well, I certainly think that our mission of making the opportunity for board members to be very aware of the issues and develop their leadership skills so that they are able to be effective local community leaders is the way that we have the greatest impact.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you for watching this edition of CABE Conversations. Again, on behalf of Patrice McCarthy from the Connecticut Association of Boards of Education, I'm Ann Baldwin, and we'll see you again next time.